you are welcome in today's lecture of gear. So in this lecture we will discuss about what are the standard gear tooth is available or with respect to pressure angle and gear failures. So first of all, a standard system of gear tooth. So there are basically four standard system of gear tooth. So first is 14 and a half composite system. So on what basis we have already classified these standard system of gear tooth? So these are classified on basis of pressure angle. So here 14 and a half indicates that pressure angle. Similarly, second standard system of gear tooth is 14 and a half degree full depth involute system. First was the 14 and a half composite system. Second one is 14 and a half full depth involute system. Third one is 20 degree full depth involute system. And last is fourth one is 20 degree stub involute system. So these are classified on basis of gear profile with respect to pressure angle. So here 14 and a half pressure angle, 20 degree is pressure angle. Next is we will discuss one by one where they are used in actual practical application. So first is 14 and a half composite system. So it is used for general purpose gears, and these are stronger but has no interchangeability. So you can't change this system. If you will produce any gear by using 14 and a half composite system, so you can't replace it by any other pressure angle. So these are standard, these can't be changed. Second is 14 and a half full depth involute system. So these are used for particular spur and helical gear. So their application is basically, so what is spur gear? Spur gear is gear which is used or shaft of these gears are parallel to each other, and helical gears are gears where teeth are at some angle with respect to shaft axis and shaft axis are parallel to each other. So these type of gears are known as helical gear. So in this case generally we use 14 and a half full depth involute system. Third, next and these type of gears for particular tooth profile of 20 degree full depth involute may be cut by hobs. Okay, so these are produced by hobbing procedure. Okay, and the increase of pressure angle from 1 to 14 and a half degree to 20 degree results. So what will happen when we increase pressure angle from 14 and a half to 20 degree? What will happen? They are more stronger as compared to 14 and a half degree pressure angle. So you can say that 20 degree pressure angle of gear, if gear is having 20 degree of pressure angle, so these type of gear are stronger as compared to those are having 14 and a half degree pressure angle. And last is 20 degree stub involute system. So what is so these where it is used, these are very strong and they can take heavy loads. So generally we can use in worm gear because worm gears are used for high speed reduction. Next is after completing this standard gear tooth system, what are the reasons or what are the causes for the gear tooth failure? So this is again important point. So there are basically 4 points or 4 reasons which are responsible for gear tooth failure. First is bending fatigue, second one is pitting, third one is scuffing or you can say that scoring, and last one is your wear. So what is bending fatigue? What is the mean by fatigue? When any system is again and again applied by cyclic loading, so fatigue failure may be occurred. So we will discuss one by one in detail. So what is the bending fatigue failure? These are result of cyclic bending. So gears are continuously applied by cyclic loading. So uh, after continuous applying of cyclic loading, what will happen? Stress may be generated, and due to these stresses gear may be failed. And what are the damage process follows? So what are the damages causes in stress? So in stages, so there are basically 3 stages. First is your crack creation, second is crack propagation, and final unstable fracture. Means what will happen due to the cyclic loading? First is generation of crack, and these crack will be propagate in continuous cyclic loading condition, and finally there may be fracture. So these are the 3 phases of failure. Next is pitting. So what is the pitting? Pitting is basically surface phenomena, or you can say that these are basically surface damage from cyclic contact stresses. Okay, so what will happen? Cyclic contact stresses transmit from a lubrication, because we use the lubricant oil in bearing. So these, due to the transmission of contact stresses from lubricating oil to the particular gear system. Okay, so these are most common causes of failure, because we use lubricants, and what will happen? Stresses will be transferred from lubricant to surrounding of your gear. And these also affects anti-frictional bearing, cams and other machines. So we use the cam and follower mechanism in gear system. Okay, so what will happen? These also may be failure. These may also fail due to this reason. And next is your scuffing. So what is the mean by scuffing? This is the term which is also known as scoring. So this is particular type of adhesive wear. Adhesive means what will happen if one component, particles of one component will be combined with the particles of another component. So these type of failure are known as scuffing, and these are also known as adhesive wear. Okay, and if a single overload can lead to catastrophic failure. Okay, so what will happen when adhesion will be continuous? So gear may be failed due to this reason. Last is wear. So wear is continuous process. It may be abrasive wear when when particles of one equipment is removed by taken away by particles of another equipment. So these type of wears are known as abrasive wear. Okay, and these are also happen with or without abrasive particles which are present inside of your lubricating oil. For example, there is, you can say that hard particles on gear flank can remove material from matting flanks. Means if these are the two gears which are in mashing condition, so what will happen? Particles of these gear may be taken away particles of another gear. Okay, so this type of failure is known as flank failure or simply wear failure. Thank you.